This 26 Sports high school basketball presentation is presented by Cadillac Casting Incorporated.
And welcome back to Cadillac High School, My News 26 Sports Game of the Week. The Cadillac Vikings, Traverse City Central Trojans. The Trojans moved to 3-0 in the Big North Conference with the 44-38 win over the Vikings. This one, a little ugly at times from a shooting standpoint, but boy, if you're a fan of defense, this was your kind of game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think both teams struggled mightily in the first half with some unforced turnovers, and some of that to be expected with a few guys out for Traverse City, some of that to be expected because of the high-pressure defense from both sides, but yes, a little bit rough in the first half.
Yeah, absolutely. Trojans trailed by 7 at the half, but the James Brumfield with a huge dunk to start the third quarter. It's kind of cliche, but we really felt like that kind of got them going.
Yeah, it almost happened at the end of the first half. Right here on the sideline, he almost had a clean pick. As we talked about on air, turned into a free throw situation for Cadillac at the end of the half. But yeah, definitely that third quarter dunk definitely seemed to get the tide turning for Central.
Balanced scoring for both teams largely, although the Vikings led by Quinn Crago, 15 points to lead all scorers, but 12 of those in the first half, 3 of 4 from the line in the fourth quarter. The Vikings, 4 of 8 in the fourth quarter, not a single field goal as the Trojans returned the favor. The Vikings had held them to without a field goal in the second quarter, and it was the Trojans, though, that finished strong.
Yeah, I mean, as we talked about, a little easier in the first half with Schremeyer being on the bench, a little easier to attack the rim, get some easy looks, get some cleaner looks for Crago. He comes back, unsurprisingly, fourth quarter turns, and no buckets.
No. Cam McTaggart hit 3 threes and then was also 4 of 5 from the line for 13 points for the Vikings. Cooper Benson hit a triple for 3 points, and then Keegan Brooks, Gavin Daniels, and Vinny Genema all with a bucket apiece. Ethan Baker 1 of 2 from the line for just 1 point, but Baker's defense was really spurred the Vikings in that first half.
It did. And you pointed out there, I think Cadillac doesn't want to be as one-dimensional as they are right now. Everything really centered around Crago, rightfully so. Definitely a good big man, good hands, good passer out of it. Just have to have a few more guys knock down a few more shots. McTaggart started to, had 3 threes, as you mentioned, cramped up a little bit in the second half. They kind of could have used him down a couple late when you're looking for a few outside shots. He's sitting on the bench cramped up.
Trojans, meanwhile, led by James Brumfield, 12 points, including 2 spectacular dunks. Jackson Schremeyer, the standout senior, ended up fouling out of the game, but he had 4 fouls, picked up 2 in the first minute and a half of the game, picked up his 3rd early in the first half, picked up his 4th early in the second half, started the fourth quarter, and give the young man a lot of credit, played 7.5 minutes of foul-free ball and was really a big part of that second half comeback for the Trojans as he finishes with 10 points all in the second half, including his own rim-rattling dunk along the baseline. Magnus Carlson had 6 points all in the fourth quarter. Adam Javid had 5 for the Trojans. Mason Houston with 3. Zeke Turner with the bucket along with Terrell Solberg to round out the scoring for the Trojans. The Trojans go 13 of 21 from the line on the night, just 4 of 10 in that fourth quarter, but they hold on. Meanwhile, the Vikings 12 of 21 from the free throw line. Got to assume that Coach Benzenberg would like to see that change a little bit. Free throws huge in a game that was decided by 6 points.
Yeah, absolutely. You touched on a lot of good points there. Schremeyer playing those 7.5 minutes. And as you pointed out, he's playing those 7.5 minutes at the top of the key, guarding Cadillac's best ball handler, Ethan Baker. So hats off to him for not picking up a cheap fourth reach-in. And then, yeah, of course, free throw shooting, not what you wanted, but as Traverse City Central coach alluded to on his way in the locker room, sometimes you win ugly.
Give Magnus Carlson, the junior, a lot of credit as well, as he came on to replace Schremeyer and gave them some solid minutes defending Crago in that first half and early in the second when Schremeyer had to sit down. Of course, they played that game without Tobin Schwaneke, the standout freshman, who's their 3rd leading scorer. They're missing a couple of other players. One from illness didn't even make the trip down here. And so this was a Trojan team that came in here maybe a little undermanned. Huge win to get a road win anywhere in the Big North, but definitely here in Cadillac.
Yeah, absolutely. I think both coaches, great game plans coming in. You got Traverse City telling you, hey, somebody else beat us besides Crago, and you got Cadillac hoping they can get one of their two big guns in early foul trouble, and both things happened, and we had an entertaining game.
Absolutely. Want to thank our sponsors one more time: Pac Mail, Dynamic Physical Therapy, Trend Designers, High Point Cadillac GMC, and of course Pizza Plus for keeping our crew well fed. Speaking of that crew, can't do it without them. Madam Director Hannah Crouch, and our camera crew Rain Johnson Hill, Wyatt Van Dynen, and Dakota Pike. For Kevin Gregory, I'm Jay Simon. Thanks for watching, folks. Tune in Monday night. We'll be back with more boys basketball here on My News 26 Sports.